Hey YouTube, in today's video I'll show you how you can create a virtual machine. For this example, I'll be creating a Windows and Linux virtual machine. So to start off, let's download the program that allows us to create the virtual machine. So we're going to use VMware. So enter VMware Workstation Player on Google. Click download VMware. Scroll down and download try Workstation 16 player for Windows. Download now. Gonna go to desktop. Once this downloads, okay, we can start the program. Click next, accept, next. If you want, you can select this, but you don't really need this at the moment. So make sure this is checked. Click next. I'm gonna uncheck these. Next, next, and install. And so while this installs, I can go and download Windows, for example. So let's go download Windows. Head over to Microsoft. Let me change the language. Whoops. Installer. Alright. I'm going to download the Windows 10 tool. Alright, I think this has finished. So if this finished, click finish. I'm going to download the file. Alright, so VMware has been installed, but in order to create a virtual machine, we need to have the actual OS, right? So we're going to download the ISO file. Click accept. If you already have the ISO file, you can skip this stage. Create installation media. Next. Yeah, that's what I want. English, Windows 10, 64-bit. Next. ISO. Next. Save it to desktop. Let it download. In the meantime, we could also download a Linux distribution. So let's go to Google. And let's say I want Linux Mint. Let's go download that. I want the Cinnamon edition. Let's choose. I live in Europe, so it's better to use this type of server. Click save. Wait for this to download. Okay, we can continue. Let's see. Wait for Windows to download. Alright, we have Windows ready. Click finish. Now that we have Windows and Linux, we can now start VMware. Go to create a new virtual machine. And over here, we want to select this, install our disk image file. I'm going to browse, look for desktop. And we're going to select the Windows ISO. Click next. We can name it Windows 10. And I'm going to save it on my disk C. Next. Disk size. So VMware usually recommends 60 gigabytes of space, but I'm pretty sure you could fit it in 30. And as for the files, you can store it as a single file or multiple files. I just usually do as a single file. Click next. You can customize your hardware. So it's going to use, let's say, 4 gigs of my RAM. It's going to use, let's say, 4 processor cores. I'm going to select this to virtualize. And yeah, that's all. Click close. and then it will automatically power on if you have this checked. So click finish. It's creating the disk. Now it's launching. Now first thing, it's gonna boot the ISO file. Or did it time out? Okay, so I didn't press the key, so I'm gonna restart. Head over here, restart guest. Click OK, yes. Let's press the key. There we go. I'm gonna wait for Windows installation to load. We have our English language. Click next. Install now. I don't have a private product key, so I'm just gonna click this option. I'm gonna select, let's say, Windows 10 Pro. Click next. I'm gonna select this, next. And I'm gonna click on custom, select my virtual drive. Click next. And let Windows install. Alright, once it's done, select your region and then click yes. Click yes, select your keyboard. I don't want a second keyboard layout, so click skip. Let it load, and I'm just gonna click on this, remind me later, and wait until everything is done. Now over here, just select personal use, click next. I'm just gonna create an offline account. Click next if you want. Oh, okay, let's just do offline account and limited experience. Let's just call it computer. Next, make a password. Security questions. It doesn't matter, just the same. Next. Yes, Windows. I'm just gonna, if you want, you can just go to accept, but I like disabling all these options. Click accept. Not now. There you have it. Just wait a bit until this loads and you should be ready. And there you go. Windows on a virtual machine. You can expand this window or not. You should be able. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe it's just loading. But yeah, this is how you install Windows on a virtual machine. And it all works. Now, what are these icons? This one indicates the hard drive. This one indicates the virtualized CD DVD. This is a network adapter. This is a printer and the sound card. So if you don't hear anything, it's probably because this is disconnected. If you want to connect it, just right click on the audio on the speaker and click connect. And that's how you that's how you install Windows. Now let's do Linux. So I'm gonna just shut it down. Okay, now it's time for Linux Mint. So again, VMware. Create a new virtual machine. We're gonna select this time the Linux Mint ISO. Open. Next. For this, I'm gonna select Linux. And then see if there's the Mint distribution. if there isn't, then we can select, I don't know if it'll work on Ubuntu. Maybe it, I think, well, what I usually do is I just leave it at this setting, other Linux 2.4 kernel. Let's see, click next, call it Linux Mint. Wait, what does this indicate? Okay, never mind. Yeah, Linux Mint, next. You can see that this takes, it needs not too much disk size. You can leave it at 8, store it as a single file, next. Customize hardware, I'm gonna put it at 2 gigs. Do 2 cores, virtualize, and close, finish. Now over here you just have to play virtual machine and let it load. Now over here just press enter. If you want to get out of the virtual window, hit on the keyboard Control and Alt. That way you can get out of the virtual machine window. So if you click on it, you're controlling the virtual machine inside. If you want to get out, press Control Alt. And that's how you do it. Okay, so so it looks like this, I launched the live version. So if you want to install, click here. Select English, continue, continue. You need at least 12.7 gigabytes. Okay, so in order to expand the disk size, what you're gonna do is you're gonna close the virtual machine. You're gonna head over to VMware, and in the settings, select the virtual machine and click Edit Virtual Machine Settings. Then over here, head over to the hard disk and click Expand. Now it said it needs 12 gigabytes. So let's just set it to 30. Expand. What did it say? Okay, never mind. Click OK. And then click Play Virtual Machine. Press Enter. Click Install Linux Mint. Alright, let's do English. Continue. Continue. This is optional, but I'm just going to select it. Click Continue. Okay, yeah, so the disk type, yeah, erase disk and install Linux Mint. And select Install Now. Click Continue. We can choose your time zone. Say I'm in London. I want the London time. There we go. Continue. Okay, my name, let's do computer. Password. And we can select login automatically. Click Continue. And let it install. And that's that. Now installation has finished. Click Restart Now. Alright. Press Enter. Now as you can see, the CD and DVD icon has been disconnected. And the reason for that is it won't boot up the menu that you saw before that we launched the virtual machine. So now it's running straight from the disk. Let's see, do we need this? No. And that's that. That's how you do it. We're gonna close it. And that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions or any problems, make sure to comment. I'll happily reply. And for more videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.